elevation adjustments.
I went ahead and threw it back together real quick. I want to check
this is an M&P Pro series.
And let's see here. Alright, got my shield sitting here on the Apexi tactical block there, or armorer's block. We're going to be doing a few things with the shield today. I went ahead and threw it back together real quick because I want to check the trigger pull weight on it before I get to messing with it. And if any of you guys use one of these on trigger like this, you can't just stick it on there and just let it pull, because it's not going to give you an accurate reading, because it's going to slide up that curve and then you're going to have to pull way harder than what you really should have to. So what I recommend is do something like put your pinky in there, and just to put everyone's mind at ease, it is clear. Put your pinky in there to keep that from being able to slide up. You don't want to push on the trigger at all, or whatever size you need your fingers to be to shim it where that thing can't roll up that trigger. You want it on the bottom of that trigger down there on the second part. See, now that is not a good accurate reading. Let's see, maybe I can keep it where it needs to be there. £7. I'm going to do it off the edge here. Might be a little easier. Maybe not. £6. Go again. It's £6. £6 factory. Alright. Smith & Wesson shield. Gonna have to change my shim. Alright. This one's so small, there's some unique challenges. Narrow, taller shims. It's basically the same setup as the bigger M&Ps. That's your spring, safety plunger. I'm going to polish this up and I'll be back. I reshaped this. It had some defined lines on it. I smoothed it out, gave it a little bit more of a taper, and completely polished it, top and bottom. And that'll help with the initial take up. I'm going to remove the Sear now. I'm just going to do it and let you guys watch. It's the same as an M&P. There's the safety for it, right there. Ah, I see. I wasn't sure how the safety worked on this one. But I will show you. When the trigger is pulled, this little piece here slides into that channel right there. And so with the safety down, it can move in there. If the safety is flipped up, that goes in the way there, and it won't let the trigger go back. I'm going to polish all this. Polish here, here, polish it up a little bit better. I'm going to remove the Sear block here. Let me show you the differences. This is an M&P Sear block for M&P 9mm full size. This is the Shield. I'll put them back to back there. You can see the difference in size. That's how much smaller they are. But the Sear channels are the same. Now, this is the front blocks, and for all practical purposes, I mean, they're very, very similar, but just a tad narrower. There you go. Push this Sear pin through. There you go, just like all the rest of them. Just to show you, these three are three M&P 9mm factory Sears. One of them came with my gun initially. One of them came with the new rear Sear block that I put in my gun. And the other one was the M&P Shield. They're all three the exact same Sear. This is an M&P Pro Series Sear. The differences, if you look at of course they come polished, but the major difference, you see, where the Pro Series dips down, and then look at the difference on the shape of those two lugs right there. That angle and where they actually are. that takes care of that's your take up and your trigger pull there. Now we're going to remove the front sight from this shield. Well, maybe we're not yet. Well, that's on there. This one was so tight that I ended up having to go ahead and flip this around so I can push into this block instead of pushing against there. And I mean, it is everything that it's got. Get this off of there. I am surprised, to say the least, that this front sight on this shield is so tough to get off of there. I've been working at this for 45 minutes. I actually pondered using my big hydraulic shop press. That's how long I've been working at this. And I finally just now got some satisfaction. Hehe. So, anyway. Now, focus, focus. There we go. Now it's time to put some sights back on. Trick here. If you measure from there to there, just pick two spots and measure with your calipers. You get your distance from there to there. And let me make sure that we're on the same page here. Get your distance from there to there, and then divide that by 2. I got 0.3625. And I'll show you what 0.3625 looks like. Actually, that's just a touch under 3625. There's your 3.625, just a hair under 2.5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my dike, and I don't want a whole bunch at all. I just want to get as much off of there as I can. And I'm going to put a little bit right in the middle. That's all I'm going to do. I'll go ahead and put some right in the middle there as well. And we'll let that dry, and then we're going to scribe a little touch of a line there right down the center line. Now that that's dried, go in here and pick one of those edges. And let's see, as a matter of fact, I may be able to take my square and use it wherever it is. Maybe. No, I don't think it's going to work out for me. Nope, not going to work. It's worth a try. So what I'll do is I'm going to put my caliper right there. I'll do the same thing over here. Now for here, it's going to be a little different. .891. All right. I'm going to put a little purple Loctite down here. Well, I said I was. Got Loctite all over everything. Measure it up and get it adjusted. Just put the new Sear back in there. Lube it up real good. Going to put our safety back in. I'm going to try this lighter spring in here. We may go back. It might end up making the entire... It might make us a little too light. Once you get everything put back in your lower, your pins back in, you want to make sure that everything works right. And again, this is not an instructional video. This video is mainly just to show that you can use regular M&P parts on the shield. If you want an instructional video, there's all kinds of them out there, and I've even got a few that I've put out too. So check those out. You'll enjoy them. Find my tang here. There we go. Alright. Now we're going to do our rear sight. Or the laser, should I say. Well, I didn't make a good transition there. Try this again. You can see there, it hangs over just a little bit. If I decide I'm going to keep the laser on there, I'll alter that and shave it down some. Just a little bit. I should be able to use the screw from the shield rear sight right here. But maybe I won't be able to. Maybe the threads are different. Well, that's strange. I'll tell you what I'll do then. I'm going to use some retaining compound on it. It's basically metal super glue. And I might have just used too much because this stuff is strong stuff. Try and work in all the lube that I got on it. That is some phenomenal stuff. That's the slipstream, is what this lubrication is. Of course, you got winch and elevation adjustments there, and we'll get it dialed in. And let's see here. That's much better. We were at 6 pounds. Let's see where we're at now. I couldn't tell if that was 4.5 or 5. About 4 3/4, 5. So I dropped about 1.25 pounds. That may lighten up a little bit more, but it's very, very smooth and crisp now.